Okay, let's see. All right, so hello. It is your boy K Bear, and today we're going to be casting. We're going to try to be casting at least a Dreamleague Dota 2 match. Big tournament going on right now, and this is the first chance I've gotten. Here we go. I'm going to try to cast this as best I can. So this is going to be pretty shit. Obviously, I'm going to try to explain it. This is mostly for Adam. I'm going to try to explain everything as it happens. And we're going to see what we can do. So as you can see, we've got Evil Geniuses here on the Radiant side. We've got Keen Gaming here on the Dire. Green and red is how you associate that. A couple of bands coming out. We don't really need to worry about what those guys do as much as we need to worry about the characters that are selected. But basically, very meta, very meta, very meta. Very meta. Basically, all these characters are people who are really strong right now, so we're banning them all out of the pool so that people can't go ahead and abuse them. So pretty good bans coming out from both sides. I don't know too much about this team. Okay, we got a Keeper of the Light. Keeper of the Light has a couple of very powerful spells. We'll go ahead and take a look at that right now, real quick, just to give you an idea of what we're looking at. Keeper of the Light. Illuminate is a channel spell, so you stand there for a few seconds and it fires this powerful light blast that does a lot of damage. Blinding Light kind of pushes people away, gives them a miss chance, and is very helpful with his last spell. Chakra Magic gives you immediate mana and cooldown reduction for your spells, so if you're somebody who likes to spam spells but you have a lot of time between what you do, he can give you this, give you the mana, and reduce the cooldown so that it's free. And then this is called Will-O-Wisp, where it creates a circle on the map that you can't avoid walking toward for a few seconds. All right, so we've got the Doom and we've got the Dark Willow. I've not seen Dark Willow at all this tournament, so this is actually pretty incredible. Doom, he has a Q that lets him eat a neutral or any creep, and he'll get some free money for it. He takes him a while to do it, but I think he gets health regen still while he does it. So he becomes really tanky. He's like a good frontliner. Spell called Scorched Earth that lets him do burn damage in an area and speeds him up a little bit. And his ultimate, Doom, basically shuts you down, doesn't let you use items, doesn't let you use your spells. Basically, you have to run or you have to fight without anything. So he's pretty strong. Dark Willow, really good support. We'll talk about what she does in the game because her spells actually do a lot that I can't really explain right now. Alrighty, and we got the Tiny coming out for Keen Gaming. He's a little rock guy who turns into a big rock guy. So basically what he'll do is he's got a spell that lets him toss people into the air, either toward his own team, towards the enemy, toward towers, kind of wherever he wants, or just to himself. A spell called Avalanche where he throws a bunch of rocks and it basically stuns you every 0.1 second, kind of like he's throwing a bunch of rocks at you. A spell that lets him grab a tree and that gives him more damage, lets him get a little bit more range. He can throw that tree to deal some damage, and his ultimate makes him bigger. He deals more damage but slower. Still nets to be a little bit more damage. Juggernaut ban, solid, like that. What do I like? Evil Geniuses is a good team. Arteezy is one of the best players in the game right now. Crit, this is probably Crit's Dark Willow, so that's going to be really dirty. That's going to be fun to watch happen.
10 seconds remaining.
All right, we got 2 minutes of reserve time still for them. All right, let's talk about Dark Willow real quick since we got bans going on. Dark Willow right here. So Dark Willow has a bramble maze where in specific locations she sets down like thorn bushes that if you walk into you take damage and you get latched there for a few seconds. Shadow Realm, she goes invisible and untargetable, and when she attacks out of it she gets bonus attack range and she deals a hell of a lot of damage. Cursed Crown, she basically puts a stun on someone, and after a few seconds they get stunned, and all nearby enemies in like a small AoE get stunned as well. And then she has 2 ultimates. Bedlam, she has like a little ghost circle around her. It's more of a fae, I think. Pet Wisp. So her Pet Wisp right here circles around her, does a hell of a lot of damage. Terrorize, she throws down like a little circle, and it basically scares everyone in it, and they run back to their base as quickly as they can. So that's really good with trying to save your teammates. It's a strong way to force them back into your team if they're trying to run away the wrong way or a different way, whatever. We got a Centaur War Runner ban. We got a Bane ban. Bane is good with locking down heroes, so I would imagine that these guys are about to pick somebody who's very mobile as a hero. So be ready for that.
10 seconds remaining.
Let's see, what else we got?
5 seconds remaining.
Double dash. Alright, so Arteezy, Sumail, Fly, S4, and Crit. The Bat Rider ban. Bat Rider is pretty good at locking people down as well, so he can turn a fight just by himself, so it's pretty good. Witch Doctor, very interesting pick coming out from EG. Witch Doctor is more of an early game support, so based on this lineup, they got their 2 supports right now in the Witch Doctor and the Dark Willow, so now we're going to see a lot more core pickups. The people who are going to do the damage, basically, are going to come out next. Keeper of the Light is a hard support, guaranteed. Well, not a hard support, like a position 4. In Dota, you refer to your farm priority as position. So your position 1 is the hero that needs the most farm, but will have the biggest impact in terms of like fighting later in the game with that farm. And a position 5, like Witch Doctor, is somebody who maintains relevance without getting a lot of items. Their spells usually do all the work that needs to be done. Only 45 seconds left of reserve time for Keen Gaming. We'll talk about Witch Doctor real quick. I'm sure we're going to miss the next pick, but that's okay. Witch Doctor, his Q is called... Did they pick someone? No, that was Dark Willow. That was Dark Willow talking to me. Witch Doctor has his Q is a paralyzing cask. Throws out a little coconut. It bounces from person to person in an area, and every time it hits you, you'll get stunned, and it bounces a bunch of times more so as you level it up. Voodoo Restoration is a toggleable heal. Basically, you turn it on, it spends a little bit of mana, but you give your teammates a little bit of a heal. Maledict is a really powerful spell where if you put it on someone, and the more damage they take, every once in a while they take a tick of damage, and they'll take a percentage of burst damage depending on how much damage they've taken. So if they take a lot of damage, Maledict will do a lot of damage back. And then his ult is probably the most well-known spell of his, Death Ward. He starts dancing, sets down a ward, and it starts shooting at the other team. So that's gonna be fun to watch. Okay, we got a couple of picks. Troll Warlord, very meta right now. Spectre, one of my favorite heroes in the game. Can't wait to see how she does this game. Just 30 seconds of reserve time, so we won't be able to talk too much. But Spectre's a very easy hero. 2 passives, one of which allows her to deal extra damage if there's no enemies around the one she's hitting, or there's no other units around the one she's hitting. So if she gets into a one-on-one, she'll basically win every time, because another one of her passives deals some of the damage that she takes back to everything around her. So you deal a ton of damage to her, she'll take 75% or so of that damage and then deal the rest of it to everything around her. So all of the enemy heroes, boom, they'll all take the damage. We got Leshrek coming out for Keen Gaming. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these guys. Troll Warlord. He goes from melee to ranged, so he's pretty cool on that front. This swaps it. Whirling Axe is ranged. He throws axes that slow people. Whirling Axes, he spins them around him, and it gives them a mischance so that they might not be able to hit you. Fervor is his passive, where every time he hits you, it adds attack speed to the next hit until you hit something else. And then Battle Trance, he gains lifesteal, and he cannot die. So he, for 6.5 seconds, becomes unkillable and just beats the shit out of whatever he can. Pretty good hero right now. Really good, I'd argue. Spectre we'll take a look at. As I talked about, Desolate deals extra damage to enemies who are alone. Dispersion deals back 22% of the damage you take back to them. Spectral Dagger is a spell that you target something or somewhere and you throw it, and you have phased movement from cliffs and trees and people as long as you're moving along that path, and it gives you a little bit of extra move speed. Good escape. Pretty strong. And then her ultimate is called Haunt. You pop it, and an illusion spawns on each of the enemy heroes. All your illusions get your attack modifiers, so they get Desolate, so they deal extra damage if whoever they're against are alone. It's pretty strong. It's pretty strong. And then I think Leshrek was the last one that we needed to look at. Leshrek. Elemenop. Leshrek has a split earth. He stomps the ground after a few seconds, and it stuns whoever gets caught in the earth. Diabolical Edict. You cast it, and it just deals pulsing damage. 40 explosions. Each of them do a little bit of damage, but that really adds up. Lightning Storm. It zaps a bunch of units, and it stuns people. Or it slows them, rather. It's kind of strong. Not an amazing spell. And then Pulse Nova is almost a toggleable Diabolical Edict. We'll get a look at all of these spells during the game. Sven and Puckman, who do we got? Who did Keen Gaming pick with their last pick? I think they could have used a mid. They could have used a mid, Shadow Fiend. He's one of the most legendary in the game. One of the best known mids you'll ever see. We'll go into his kit in a few minutes. And then who do we got on Evil Genius's last pick? They got a minute and a half worth of time. So we can talk a little bit about Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend is a very snowbally hero. He needs to get a good start in order to be relevant, and he needs to not die in order to maintain his presence. He has a spell which every time he gets a kill on a unit or creeps or a hero or anything like that, he builds up souls. He like steals their souls. And those souls are used for his ultimate. But every soul he gets a little bit of damage. So usually people start off with that spell, or with that ability, and then they get a couple last hits, and it helps them secure their lane so that they can continue to farm and harass to prevent the other team from doing as well as he is. He's got a spell that reduces armor of units nearby, so it's more of an aura. So really strong with the souls that he steals, doing more damage, reducing their armor so they take more damage still. He's got 3 different spells in one called Shadow Rays. And we see a Mirana. Okay. I have not seen a Mirana at all this patch. Sumail, classic Sumail hero. Fly on the Witch Doctor, crit on the Dark Willow, told ya. Dark, Kaka, Old Chicken, double dash on the Shadow Fiend. Look at that beauty. That leaves us with Old 11 on the Leshrek, Arteezy on the Spectre, which means that we're going to see S4 on the Doom. So we've got beautiful Spectre right here, played by Arteezy. He should have an incredible game, but I fear for his lane matchup. I would imagine that they'll put the Tiny down there against him, and I don't know how good of a matchup that is. I don't know who. Well, I guess Double Dash is the mid for Keen. Against Sumail, Sumail tends to pull off crazy games, so I don't know how that lane's gonna go. I think the Shadow Fiend would normally win that, but I think Sumail might be able to stick it out. And then the Doom against the Troll. I guess it's all going to depend on where these supports end up going. Yeah. But we'll take a second to. I think we need to load into the game, and I think that that's something that I will struggle with doing. Because my computer is awful for this. I'm sure you can tell that there's a little bit of lag going on, and I can't wait for it to actually get laggy and for you to not actually be able to understand what's going on. Because I'm going to be relatively shit at casting. I want to go ahead and eat a piece of chocolate right now, because, you know, why not? So Shadow Fiend has 3 spells called Shadow Rays. We'll call them raises. One for a very near distance, a medium-ish distance, and a far distance, only being like a few hundred units. Like the distance between the cursor in the middle of the screen to my cursor now. It's not very far, but it's really useful because they help you secure last hits. And you use them. Free camera. Exit out of that. Beautiful, beautiful. Alright, so here we go. We've got Fly, Sumail, Fly on the Witch Doctor, Mirana, lots of regen, you know she's going mid. S4 up top, Sentry Ward to protect maybe some vision, I'm not quite sure. A lot of stuff on the Dark Willow, and that leaves us with Spectre, Arteezy, a little bit of regen, looking pretty solid. In the mid lane, it looks like we're going to have the Shadow Fiend, as I thought. Off lane. Oh, they're putting the troll off lane. So that's going to be troll versus Spectre. So that's going to be very interesting to see how that matchup goes. Keeper of the Light. A little bit of regen. Notice that we've already got a ward down here. So that's going to be... ooh, how do I get out of that? Do I tap one of these? All right, good. Who else do we got? We've got up here. We've got the Leshreck, who... Is he up here with the Tiny? So I'm thinking that the Tiny is going to be the one who will predominantly get the farm.
Oh, don't mind me. Just a wee fairy going about her business.
Alrighty, and then we've got the Tiny here. A little bit of regen. Looking pretty strong. So what heroes did we not really get a chance to talk about? So looks like there's going to be a little scuffle up top for the rune. No? They're just going to zone him out. Get that rune. Unfortunately, the Dire got both of the bottom runes. That's okay. We'll split half and half. They still haven't gotten their rune yet, though, but it's still there, so we know. Let's check out this mid lane matchup. Shadow Fiend, just looking to get a little bit of stats, a little bit of regen. Probably the same thing for the Mirana. Already has a little bit, not as much as the Shadow Fiend, so that kind of scares me. We got the courier coming out. Beautiful courier with another salve. Good for them. Here we go. Keeper of the Lights Illuminate is going to pulse out, and it's going to deal a lot of damage. So that's a lot of damage that Arteezy is going to have to deal with. He's going to want to stay in this lane and get some farm. He's already taken almost half of his health as damage. He's going to need to pop a Tango. Tangos give you just a little bit of regen over 16 seconds, so it's a good way to maintain your time in lane. What's going on over here? Okay, we got S4 pulling the creeps. He's just trying to cause a little bit of trouble for the Leshreck here. It looks like Kaka's actually going to support for Old 11. Old 11 is going to farm on that Leshreck and will likely be able to do a lot of good stuff. So S4 pulls the creeps all the way back to between his tower. That's going to give him a wave of free farm, and it's going to destroy this wave for the Leshreck, who ended up having to pull his creeps even further, or had to pull the Radiant creeps even further. Very interesting. All right, well that was a raise, as you could see from the Shadow Fiend. He's got 4 souls already, so he's doing all right. Ooh, Sumail's gonna have to really run back. He's already used the salve that he brought out, so he's really on the back foot here. He's got one more Tango. That's only gonna account for maybe another 100 health, 120 health. So he's got to be very careful, especially since Old 11, or Double Dash rather, has still got at least 1 raise. But he's got 6 souls. Oh man, I do not trust it. Okay, well, Mirana's at least got the leap, so he can at least run out of there pretty quickly. Let's turn on our last hits chart. Okay, so we can see how well people are farming. Higher numbers on the left mean that you're hitting the enemy creeps better. Higher numbers on the right means that you're denying your creeps from the enemy. And that's a big deal because you get reduced experience if you do that. Fortunately, the Spectre is doing pretty well. I can't believe I missed this. There's a Bramble Maze there. Oh, I can't believe I missed the Leshreck going down. So unfortunate. I feel like I should be keeping an eye on like the mid lane or something. But Shadow Fiend is doing pretty well against the Mirana. Mirana's holding her own, though. Spectre and Troll appear to be farming relatively evenly. Arteezy gets hit with another Illuminate. That's going to be okay. Chakra Magic already puts that on no cooldown. That's so strong. Alright, so Sumail's got a little bit more regen here. Is doing a little bit better now that it's a little even. And top, they get another kill. Another Bramble Maze lets him get the Tiny. I'm going to have to be better. I'm going to have to learn how to do this a little bit better. I think the danger, there's the Split Earth. I think the danger is going to be down in this lane, though, at this point. Arteezy's a little low. Maybe Sumail in the mid lane. Oh, gets an arrow off. Starstorm, Double Dash, chooses not to raise, and he backs off and he pops his salve. He's got 15 souls, though. That's a lot of damage. 16, that's a lot of extra damage. Sumail pops another salve to heal back up. We got a rotation coming in. We're going to see the Dark Willow come in. Alright, so we're looking to see maybe a kill here. Crit's going to try to wait for the Shadow Fiend. Now would be a great time now that the Shadow Fiend's a little extended out. But he's currently under smoke of deceit. Oh, he gets exposed. The Shadow Fiend knows he's there now. And he's going to have to back off of that. Oh, Fly dropping real low. He's going to have to be careful. Arteezy. Oh my goodness. Use a tango, buddy. He pops the wand, gets a little bit of regen back. Man, oh man. What's going on top lane? S4 doing all right on the Doom. Not as well as the Leshrek, though. This Leshrek is farming up real well. Looks like he's getting pretty close to his items. Oh, the Cursed Crown goes on that Tiny. He throws a stun out. Oh, the Cursed Crown. Oh, my goodness. Doom gets bursted down by the Tiny. And looks like they want more. Nope. Oh, in the mid lane at the same time. It looks like Sumail tries to dive double dash. Because he died. Where did he die? He died right here. So it looks like he tried to dive, and that's how you can tell. He's so low on HP. Must have gotten caught out. Keen Gaming grabs 3 of the 4 bounty runes. Bounty runes give all of your team gold based on how long the game has gone on. So 5 minutes in gives a decent amount of gold, and it's actually a pretty big deal. Pretty big deal. The gold graph right here, as you can see, is pretty intense in the direction of... It's pretty intense in the direction of the Dire. So you got to think, 2k gold isn't a lot. You can see it right here as well. But it's going to be an issue here soon. XP, not really a big deal right now.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Alrighty. So he's got 26 souls, so he does over 100 damage now. His damage is... What are we looking at? 111? So that's a lot. That's 40 more than the Mirana has, so that's pretty strong. They see a regen rune. Old 11 up top. Takes down the Doom. Doom, where were you, buddy? He got caught out. He got caught out. The Radiant gets fallen behind a little bit. At least they're not doing too bad in the way of kills. They've pretty much split that front pretty well. Let's see what we've got going on in here. Alright, Mirana's building up a couple of Wraith Bands. That's a good item just for a lot of Agi heroes, which Mirana is one of them. Looks like we might have a little bit of action up top. We've got 3 Radiant heroes up here. Leaving the Spectre alone bottom. That's pretty dangerous. Okay. Here we go. We got the Cursed Crown going out on the Leshrek. Followed up by the stun from Fly and the Bramble Maze. It looks like Doom's going to go down first, but Spectre haunts in. And they get, 2 kills coming out for the Dire. Kaka, is he going to go down? It looks like he's not. Crit barely goes down. A triple kill. Is that no, that was a double kill. I see the regen rune. By the Shadow Fiend, and he's looking a little dangerous. That's not going to be good if he's the one who spirals out of control. Meanwhile, bottom, Old Chicken's just farming for free. There's nothing stopping him down here. It's real dangerous. Alright, we've got Keeper of the Light in the mid lane, getting just a little bit of farm. Now that he's got a moment alone.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Alright, Teasy came back top. Couple of Wraith Bands. Looking like he's going to just do some focus on farming in the early game. He's going to do alright, I hope. What else do we got? We got a Bracer out on the Shadow Fiend, and it looks like he's going to go for those Guardian Greaves. Guardian Greaves is a really strong item in this meta right now, since people try to play really aggressively. It looks like we might have a little bit of fight up here. Smoke coming out. They drop. Oh, you just missed him crit. Oh, if you didn't go that way just a second later, you would have been okay. They're really pushing out the bottom lane, though. Old Chicken's being uncontested down there. But it looks like they want to get a kill on someone. Oh, they get the Tiny. Kaka throws out the Avalanche. S4 looks like he's going to go down quick, but not before Kaka does. We got a TP in from Old Chicken. The Swirling Blades. The Shadow Fiend pops his ultimate, the Requiem of Souls. Every soul he gets, it adds to the damage that does. And Sumail looks like he's going to get caught out. He has one leap, throws an arrow, gets a little stun on Old Chicken. Fly's not going to be able to save him. You gotta... Oh, we got the cast coming out, but it looks like Sumail is not going to be fast enough to get out of there. Meanwhile, bottom lane, S4, he's getting pulsed down by the Diabolical Edict. And he might go down again. They ended up chasing Fly down, and And S4 also just went down. At least they're going to get this kill on old 11. Classic crit, stealing the kills from his hard carries. But this is not looking too good for the way of EG. They definitely are falling behind a little too much. SF already has the headdress. He's only got a little bit more before he manages to pull out that mechanism. And once you get those greaves, it's going to be an unstoppable pushing machine from Keen Gaming. Let's take a look at the money. It's only going down. As is with experience, we've got, let's take a look. Let's take a look at net worths. We've got net worths. The Troll is definitely coming out on top. The whole Dire team is looking a lot stronger than the Radiant. Levels, we've got just about all the cores at level 6 with their ultimates, except for the Doom. And what do you know? He goes down. Can't do anything up here. My goodness. They secure 2 of the bounties. As Fly is bottom, securing theirs. Troll looks like he picked up the Vlad's Offering. That's a pretty strong item for pushing in the early and mid game. Gives your whole team lifesteal, so as long as you're standing nearby your creeps, as you can see there's a pretty large AoE on that green ring that you see going around it. Spectre Haunt comes out. It looks like they're going middle, trying to get this kill on old 11, and they do it. Can Kaka run away fast enough? Arteezy's chasing him down. He's going to TP out, and I don't think they have anything to stop it. And they give up on that kill. Arteezy not doing too great. He's got some treads, but he can't do much more. Troll Warlord and Shadow Fiend up top. They push this tower down. Shadow Fiend TP's back. Troll's all alone. Can they maybe do something about it? They've got 2 heroes, 3 heroes, 1 more coming up. But I just don't think they have the damage. They need this Doom online. This Doom needs to hit level 6 if they're going to have a chance. If they're going to have a chance. We're going to go on to the net worth graph now. This will be a good way to see. What are the Radiant going to do about this? 5 heroes mid about to push this tower. And the Radiant are all split up. And look at this vision. Look at this vision that the Dire have. They have wards everywhere. They are so ready to take on fights from all sides. They know that nobody's going to be around to defend them, to defend these towers. So they're just going to maintain this aggressive push. Bramble Maze comes out, just trying to zone. But it looks like these guys are going to be unstoppable. Spectre's bottom, trying to get a little bit of farm, trying to build up some drums. But you just lost another tower. You can't just let them do this to you. They picked such a late game oriented lineup that it's looking a little dangerous. You can't just have 2 supports and Sumail defend this. Alright, well fortunately Doom manages to push out a little bit. He's got level 7. He backs off a second because he thinks somebody's going to TP back. No. He ends up staying there. Old 11 now, TPing in though. Oh, and Kaka. Doom, you got to get out of there. It looks like he'll be just fine with those phase boots. Gives him a little bit extra movement speed when he casts them. And he's got the Doom online, so expect them to buy a smoke here soon to gank someone on this map. Spectre hits level 10. Doing all right over here. Just getting some farm. Going for the drums, like I said. That's a very early game oriented build. They're going to need that if they want to manage to take a fight here and there. 30 seconds until Han comes back up, so he's not got his global presence. And these guys are going to take down Roshan. Gives you an Aegis of the Immortal. This will respawn you if you happen to die in a fight. And they can't contest this. What are the chances? I mean, they have to know that it's happening. They definitely know it's happening now since Mirana threw the arrow, but it's just not, they can't contest it. There's 4 heroes here. And then the Tiny in the mid. You just can't fight this. So old 11 is going to probably get the kill on the Roshan, and Shadow Fiend's going to pick up the Aegis. He's looking decently strong right now, a little tanky with the Bracer. Fortunately, the Radiant managed to take a tower bottom. That's okay. We've got Haunt up, so that's good, but we're going to have to defend this base here soon. Old Chicken looks like he might be making a push. Oh, because Doom got caught out in the top. So they're definitely going to try to push this tower now that they've got... See, the line is already being drawn. So it looks like they're really doing their best to secure this area right here, which is a really valuable spot to be. This high ground is so strong because it's a struggle to fight up into it, especially with as little vision as the Radiant have. Keen just has this entire area warded. They have this one here that gives them a lot of vision here. This, so they can see everything that's happening toward the base. Like, there's just nothing you can do if you're EG right now. You really just have to get in a position where you can fight. And they're going to have to put together a couple of strong ones. S4, I still haven't seen the Doom come out. I would expect to see something here shortly. Bramble Maze comes out. Looks like they might not want to go in on this. They're just trying to keep him held back a little bit. Nobody's really taking any damage. And the craziest part, Doom still hasn't even popped a mech, so they've got regen still. The mech is just a burst heal that will help the team out. Tiny, looks like he comes in, the Haunt comes out, Will-O-Wisp comes down from the Keeper of the Light, and it looks like that the Radiant are going to be able to push back. The Leshrac, he dies and he buys back. He's going to try to join this fight again. Arteezy caught in the middle of it, he might go down, but he looks like he'll be okay, at least for now. Shadow Fiend pops the Requiem. Big stun from the... Oh! The double dash, I think, hits a raise on the Witch Doctor, takes him down, and they're just going to keep hitting buildings. And these ones are really valuable. These barracks are going to be the difference between defending their high ground still. Doom goes down. This old 11 came back, and they can't do anything about it. Sumail doing everything he can. The cask from the Witch Doctor comes out, and they've got the Shadow Fiend low. He's got the Greaves, but there's 20-second cooldown. Oh my god, Fly is going to go down again, and I don't think he has buyback. Oh my god! Oh, okay, they took down the Shadow Fiend, but that was only his first life, so he can still come back. Kaka gets hit with the arrow. Bramble Maze comes down, and he wants to hit some raises, but he can't do it. Everyone's so low, except I guess only half the team is looking pretty low. And there goes the Greaves, so everyone's back up to about half health, and they're only going to have more regen now. Arteezy's forcing them back, but it just looks like it's not enough. Arrow comes out, hits the Tiny. Looks like that might be enough damage, but Arteezy's caught. Arteezy's going to die. Oh my goodness, he goes down, and that's a huge kill. That's a huge core kill for the Dire. Old 11, though, looks like he might die back. No, he lives with 60 HP. Sumail's going to die, too. Oh, my goodness, this is a disaster. Fly goes down, and that's his third death this fight, I think. The Dark Willow comes in with the Brambles and the Bedlam, but it's just not enough, and now the Doom is going to get caught. Oh, my goodness. 5 heroes have died. The Mirana is going to try to come back, but what can you do? Your whole team is just getting ripped to shreds by this game, this team. Oh my goodness. My goodness, it's impossible for them to fight back into this. They have a glyph to defend their towers. It's okay, the whole team's going to be back up in a minute. Spectre picks up a blade mail, skips the drums and picks up a blade mail. That's going to help her deal a little bit more damage to the other team when she takes it, so that's pretty valuable. On the Dire side, we're looking at a Yasha up on the Troll Warlord. That's pretty solid. That's going to help him farm faster, and that's going to make him just a stronger fighter overall. Really dangerous for the Radiant. As I said before, the Greaves are online. Everyone's fully healed off of one pop. It's a lot of healing. It's a lot of healing there. The Keeper of the Light, supporting, got an urn, got a full wand. He's looking pretty solid. Lots of wards in the back. Atos on the Leshrac. Holds people in place. That's a very good item. Tiny just doing what he can with a wand and a pair of treads, or in a pair of tranks. They know that there's got to be people down in this Radiant jungle, so they're going to come down. Looks like they might not get anyone, but oh man, they're pinging out. We see some pings. Spectre, you're in trouble, baby doll. You got 4 of them coming up on you. Crit is also in a bad spot. All right, here they come. They're all coming in. This Dark Willow is going to have to sacrifice herself. Spectre goes to the other side of the river to pop her TP, I would imagine. No, she doesn't have it for another 20 seconds. So the Dire must think that she just ran off and is out of there now. Pretty costly, I'll say. Oh, man. How about this Radiant team? What do we got on this side? Not just going for a Eul's, just trying to rush that Eul's over anything else. The Doom has picked up the drums, and he's working toward a Blink Dagger. I still don't know if I've seen Doom get cast. That's crazy. Down here we see a shrine go down. And the tier 2 tower, I think, just went down. Keen Gaming is just securing so much of the map and so much money. It's just been a constant drop in gold their direction. Same thing goes for experience. There was a swing back for a minute, but it's just not enough. And the Radiant are just stuck in their own base. We see a smoke come out from KG. They look like are they heading toward bottom? They're just missing the Mirana there. Oh, they're getting the Spectre! He gets snared. Oh my goodness. He goes down. Does he have buyback? Does the Spectre have buyback? He does. But is it even worth it? They're pushing this tower now. Arrow comes out and it hits on Old 11. The Terrorize comes out and hits a few people on the Dire team, and Old 11 goes down. The Will-O-Wisp comes down, though. That's going to stun all of EG. They can't do anything in this. Old Chicken is just clapping them to death. Oh, but, oh my god, Crit in the background gets the Shadow Fiend. Crit, what are you doing to me, baby doll? They're going to get Kaka, it looks like. The dagger gets him. Spectre buying back helps out. The stun comes out onto Dark, and it looks like the Keeper of the Light's also going to go down. If they just have the damage, looks like he's not going to be able to get away. Sumail gets that kill. Huge, huge defense on the Radiant's part. My goodness. If we're going to get a gold swing, let's check out that recap. Oh, man, a lot of abilities have been used. Gold swing, Crit, getting the most of it. Mirana getting a little bit. Spectre making 1 gold. But the Dire losing a lot. That's going to be important. This experience is also going to be a big deal. That's crazy. That's pretty wild. That's pretty wild. Let's see what our buyback statuses are. A surprising amount of them on the Radiant side. So that's not going to be too bad. Oh my goodness, but he's just unstoppable right now. Look at this. Look at this graph. Just unstoppable on the part of the Troll Warlord and the Shadow Fiend. They're just pretty much unstoppable. Incredible. S4 is really not playing as well as he usually is, and it's really hurting their game. All right, we're back middle. It looks like we're trying to make another fight, another push to the high ground. We got all 5. Tiny blinks in, toss an avalanche. It looks like Fly might go down it, but now before he throws out a couple of spells, he puts down the Death Ward, and Terrorize comes out and it pushes KG back a little bit. They get a kill on the Tiny, who dove in just a little too far. But Double Dash is not afraid. He's going in on this Doom, and just like that, S4 is dead again. The 11th time in 22 minutes. Can't do anything against this Shadow Fiend. He's really destroying them. Holy Locket online, that increases the healing that he provides. So everyone that he hits with this Guardian Greaves, it's just going to do more and more HP. The Doom buys back, and he comes out and he dooms the Shadow Fiend. He's muted, but out comes the Will-O-Wisp, and they're trying to hit it and break it, and they get it, but there's just no follow-up on that Shadow Fiend. Arteezy goes into the back lines. Arteezy and Crit are there. Crit gets Yules. Arteezy can't find the kill. The whole Radiant team is getting really low. Doom has to back off. Witch Doctor has to back off. Sumail. Our Crit goes down. He buys back. Where's Arteezy in all of this? Arteezy has a hood. He can't fight. He's buying all these support items, these utility defensive items that just you can't buy on a Spectre. We've still got all 5. It's still a 5v5 for the Dire, but so many buybacks have come out that even though they managed to pull the gold swing a little bit, it's just gone way back. Arteezy gets thrown up. He's still alive though. Blade Mail comes out. It looks like they might be able to take out Kaka again. He's got Glimmer Cape on him, so he's invisible right now. Rod of Atos comes out on the Doom. Doom gets hit with a few stuns. Terrorized though. Gonna push him back. Kaka goes down on the Tiny. Troll Warlord looks like he might be able to go down, but the Dispel and the heal from the Guardian Greaves on the Shadow Fiend are gonna keep him alive. He's got a lot of regen. And he's got the Vlad's Aura. Oh, man, it's gonna be so hard to keep defending this. Fortunately, they've only lost the 1 set of racks, which means that these creeps are just a little bit stronger than their own. But my goodness, it's going to be so hard for EG to make a comeback on this. Sorry, sending a text real quick. Ha ha ha. T. Doom, he's still working toward that Blink Dagger. Sumail's managed to get a Maelstrom. He's going to work toward a BKB to make him immune to spells during fights. It's going to be a pretty important item for him. Scan comes out. They know that Roshan's back up, and Old Chicken is in there already beating the shit out of him. 2 scans come out. The scan comes back from them. They know that Arteezy's going to be up here, especially with that dagger. Crit throws in the Bramble to get an idea of where Roche is, but he's still got a ton of health, and he's got cheese this time too. All right, KG backs off a little bit. They push out the mid wave. I think they're just going to push this out and just run back into the pit. I can't see them. There it is. They've got vision, so we know that they're going in there. These guys also have vision, but just not enough. Not the same vision. Arteezy throws in the dagger to get an idea of what's going on, and nothing's going on right now. What is it, this one? How do I see items? Items. Yep. So right now we see the Dire is just destroying them. This Troll Warlord, as soon as he goes down, it's going to be worth a ton of money. KG comes up to the high ground and clears out a couple of wards, so EG doesn't have the vision that they had before. Arrow comes in, misses onto Roshan. Diabolical Edict comes out, not hitting anything. Still. Sentry, is that an observer for the Radiant? There's another ward, so they have vision. They know this is the only safe spot for EG, and this is just a deadlock. I'm just gonna go ahead and eat my piece of chocolate because it's never gonna happen. All right, Diabolical Edict comes out. The Earth Split, the Split Earth. The base is dying for EG. They don't have a lot of time. Alright, they have an idea of where it's at. Get ready for Crit to throw the Terrorize in. Bramble comes down, hits onto the Tiny. Tiny's just going to back off. Shadow Fiend wanted to pop the Requiem, but ends up not. They're now getting their bottom tower taken by these creeps. What are you doing, EG? You got to make a move here soon. Roshan goes down. Old Chicken picks up the Aegis. He's got a Diffusal Blade and a Sanjin Yasha. That's a lot of damage that you're not... Arteezy's got to run. He gets caught out, diffuseled. Oh, Arteezy's going to go down here. Oh, he haunts away. Oh, he's hitting Old Chicken. He might be able to take down his first life, but the Will-O-Wisp comes down and it's just too much damage. Arteezy can't do anything. He does get the first kill on Old Chicken, and S4 dooms up the Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend goes down. Old Chicken comes back. He's chasing down S4. Fly goes down. Crit goes down. Witch Doctor buys back, but S4 dies too, and now... You trade 4 kills for 1. At least you get the Aegis off of Old Chicken, but still, that's just not enough damage. That's just not enough to get done. Sumail, you hope he's close to that BKB, but he's saving for buyback. But now the Dire is going to try to take these last couple of racks. Completely uncontested. An arrow comes out, hits onto Old Chicken, but no follow-up to do anything about it. An extra Javelin on the Mirana. Interesting. Dragon Lance as well. Looks like she sold the Ogre Axe in order to buy these other items. Very interesting. The BKB's valuable, but... Mega Creep's online now for the Dire, now that they've taken all the racks. Mirana jumps, gets tossed, and just gets bursted down. I don't know what you're going to do. You can't fight this. You have no buybacks. You've got no buybacks on anyone except for the Spectre who's about to respawn. Oh man, it's looking real over for EG. Smoke comes out. Bramble Maze comes in. Arteezy runs in. Starts hitting up on the Shadow Fiend. Terrorize comes out. He gets stunned. They get terrorized back. Bedlam. Arteezy fighting Lord 11. He's getting focused. He's going to go down. He's got the buyback, though, so he can always buy back in, and he does right away. Old Chicken just clearing the creeps. It looks like Arteezy... S4 goes down, actually. Fly, dead it. Sumail, dead. And it looks like they call GG, and that's going to be good game. Keen Gaming. Just annihilating. Just really putting the work on him. My goodness, that was a stomp that if I've ever seen one. Oh my goodness. Well, I hope I did an alright job. But holy smokes, they're gonna sends EG into the lower bracket, I believe. And what a day it's been for Dota right now. thanks for watching my first cast. Hope everyone found it relatively joyful. And I think we might end up casting the next game too, just because I think I had a lot of fun. But let's check out these graphs. You can see the XP and net worth are just there was a small glimmer of hope when they got that four-man wipe, but just not enough. Just at the end of the game, it was nothing. The Spectre was too late game of an idea. They should have definitely picked something a little more early mid game. But what a game! What a stomp! Until next time, everyone.